What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of After Credits.
Sup, bitches?
Tonight we're gonna go see Geostorm, but they're so afraid of the horrible reviews this movie's gonna get. They don't even have Thursday screenings. This fucker does not open till like Friday morning. So if you want to see the earliest screening of Geostorm, you have to like get up at like 7 a.m. so you can make like an 8 a.m. screening.
You know what is absolutely fucked about that? I've had a cold for the past 2 days. I've been like sneezing and blowing out like chunks of phlegm all over, and all I wanted to do today was watch Gerard Butler hack the weather and watch eggs literally fry on the street.
And punch a hurricane.
But it didn't fucking happen.
So we saw a film called The Florida Project.
Took a different approach.
Sean Baker. I was really excited for this movie.
Have you seen Tangerine?
No, it seems like too much of a hipster movie to me. But the cons reviews for this were really strong. I really love the trailer. I love Willem Dafoe. So
I saw the trailer today.
Oh, you fucking hipster.
It's about a mother and a child living in the Florida hotel, basically in the projects, and the hotel is managed by Willem Dafoe.
That's right, called
and it's
the Florida
about
Project, and it's
their
Brooklynn Prince.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's basically just following their life, struggling with trying to make ends meet. Willem Dafoe's trying to manage everybody in this fucking hotel and keep these rambunctious kids out of trouble. The daughter is basically the ringleader of it all, so she's grabbing all of her friends in the area to go on shenanigans to like get free ice cream out of people or go off into random woods to fuck around on a tree, like in basically an area where like you watch this movie and then like 2 streets down Moonlight is happening. Like that's the kind of neighborhood we're talking about.
Did you like this movie, Brittany?
I'd say I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it. The movie was good.
Brittany's like the most
Not-
concise reviewer I've ever met in my entire
It was
life.
good. Watch it. And there's so much emotion in this movie that you can't really get a handle on unless you actually watch it. So explaining it's not going to do anybody any good. I'm just going to say, go watch it.
I would say I almost loved it, but I didn't quite love it. It's very watchable. The performances are great.
Oh my gosh, yes they were.
The cinematography is like beautifully simple.
I feel like we'll get into this in spoilers.
I love Brooklynn Prince. This girl is we say this a lot, but this is probably the best child acting performance I've ever seen.
It made me feel like that they didn't even.
Yeah, like it just
Like they just made me feel like these children actually thought what was going on, and they just filmed their authentic reactions.
Maybe it's because they're so young that it feels more authentic, but like just a scene where they're like yelling at each other and talking over each other and they just start talking about like random things. It doesn't feel scripted.
Yeah.
It just feels like these are like kids who are like talking.
Kids.
And Willem Dafoe is great. He could potentially win the Oscar for this. He's a wonderful actor and does a great job in the movie.
Who was that chick playing Haley?
I thought she looked familiar, but this is the only movie she's ever been in.
Good.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
She was very convincing.
I did cross over to loving this. This is fucking awesome.
Maybe broke you a little bit, didn't it?
Just a little bit. I am a big sucker for simple movies. Movies that are just about really interesting characters living life. And that's kind of what this was. And a lot of this came from the child's perspective, which, I mean, we all love Spielberg movies. It's really tough to get an honest portrayal of a kid's worldview, and this movie does it really well.
Didn't seem like it was littered with adult perspective.
I love how fiery and energetic and how much of a smartass this little girl is, and I love how frustrated, fatherly, and protective, yet a badass Willem Dafoe is, and all that's in the writing. So I would say that these characters are extraordinarily well written, and the performances just bring that to life, even if they are characters or archetypes or possibly stereotypes we've even seen before. Kind of like Moonlight, this is a movie that lives in its world and really makes beauty out of something that we don't see that often.
Yes.
Just, Sean Baker is one of the few guys that makes his entire filmography kind of look like an orange juice commercial. Like these bright pinks, oranges. It's set in Florida, and this is one of the most accurate movies about Florida I've ever seen. Both good and bad, because contrary to popular belief, for the most part. There is something good about Florida.
I was waiting for you to make like a Holocaust
But-
reference in it. There was something good about the Holocaust. I'm Daniel. Look at
No.
how edgy I am.
But I like that. Jesus, fuck you guys.
Surprised nobody made a denying Holocaust joke at that.
Are you talking about denying making a Holocaust joke or a joke about denying the Holocaust existed? Have you seen the Louis C.K. thing about 9/11 deniers? He's like, my daughter, I was watching the news one day and they're talking about 9/11 deniers. And my daughter's like, what are that? What's that? I'm like, oh, it's people who think that 9/11 never happened. She's like, oh, I thought you were talking about 9/11 deniers. Like, there are people who be like, it goes fucking 8, 10.
That's not even the joke. It's 10, 12.
I want to meet this girl.
What?
What?
I'm still laughing at this. Sorry.
What girl?
Louis
What
C.K.'s
did you
daughter.
say?
Louis C.K.'s daughter.
Oh, I thought there were 9/11 deniers. That's what she asks.
Yeah, no, but she wants to meet the girl who
Okay, it's
asked
not
that.
funny anymore.
It's Louis C.K.'s daughter.
Yeah, she wants to meet Louis C.K.'s actual daughter who asked the question.
You made the
He's
joke
divorced.
not funny.
He's divorced.
From his daughter?
From his wife. I don't think he has custody anymore. Have you seen the trailer for his new movie? It looks fucking weird.
This is a train wreck.
The point
No,
is,
that movie had Amy Schumer in it, which you hate.
I do hate Amy Schumer.
Oh, well, that made me stop laughing real quick.
Oh, oh fuck.
Is he okay?
I mean, I thought it was good, but
It was how fast your face went from a smile to dead silence.
yeah, it was like. I think it might have been a little bit too long.
Yeah, I get what it is. A movie like this that shows just the day-to-day life, they have kind of these random scenes just to show the characters hanging out. And I think there maybe are like one or two too many of those.
Down the street.
Before we go any further, spoiler alert.
Are we even still doing this?
Hell yeah! If you don't want to know anything more about this movie except our final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars, just scroll to the time code right there. If not, stick around.
Willem Dafoe beats down a pedophile.
That is awesome! You watch this scene that starts out innocent, these kids hanging out in the little picnic area, and these beautiful shades of pink and green and orange, just, it's a really happy childlike thing. And as soon as you see this one Danny DeVito penguin looking motherfucker like coming up,
Skin
you're just
starts-
going, oh shit. You don't entirely know if a scene is gonna stay innocent or not.
I felt the same way. Like, I didn't know.
Like, I didn't know how that was gonna go down.
Yeah.
Until Willem Dafoe, like, fucking, like, looks over, sees this guy walking there. And then there's this weird joke where he's, like, painting the motel, and he accidentally drops some paint and splatters on a guy. So, that's kind of like a jokey thing. But as soon as Willem Dafoe starts, like, walking over, like fucking Sonny in The Godfather
Yeah.
to this dude, he starts slowly like getting him away from the kids, and it's very subtle, but
Very
it's firm.
strategic.
You can kind of tell just by the way he's using his body language that he starts talking to the guy and like guiding him with his back, like maybe
Yeah.
towards the center, and then there's more, and then it starts going more forceful. It's touches like that that really guide how you're supposed to interpret a scene without saying don't fuck these kids, until it's necessary for Willem Dafoe to fucking flip shit and nearly like beat down this poor motherfucker.
Poor? I would not call him poor.
He's probably poor. How fucked up was it whenever you see scenes of the little girl taking a bath and like it cuts away, does some stuff for a while, then it shows her back in the bath, cuts away, shows a couple stuff, and then the one scene where it shows her in the bath and then like the dude walks in and you realize, oh,
I just put that together.
all the times you see her in the bath, her mom's getting railed for prostitution.
Did you just
I
get
didn't
that?
put that together until right now.
Oh no.
That fucked me up a little bit.
I was like, you know, she's gotta do what she's gotta do.
This movie kind of left a pit in my stomach because I know that the way this movie goes, where this chick obviously can't make rent, she's living in a hotel, Willem Dafoe is gonna constantly keep giving her more chances, but she's just keep fucking up. and then like you feel this weird tension throughout the entire movie, and you're just waiting for something bad to happen.
It kind of makes you wonder if like Haley had a childhood like she was giving Moni, and that's what Moni's gonna grow up to be all fucked up like her mother.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That fucking scene though, when they go into the abandoned house from Moonlight, and then they fucking like, hey, there's a fireplace here. Quick, get a lighter. It cuts. They walk away. And you can kind of have an idea, but you're like, is this movie gonna go there? And you don't know until like 2 minutes later when Willem Dafoe just stands outside, looks up, and sees this giant fucking column of smoke because they have set this goddamn house on fire.
That whole scene, because they're like throwing rocks and he breaks the mirror, it felt like Jackass or something.
Kind of did. I was half expecting them to find like a homeless guy sleeping there and then like draw on him or something.
Stick on his forehead.
Yeah.
The pedophile comes back, he's like...
Yeah, like, not even kidding. I think we're really underselling how good Willem Dafoe is.
Yeah, he's really great.
Willem Dafoe is one of those guys that just commands your attention. And every time you see him, he's just on fire.
He's the best part of, like, every movie he's in.
Honestly, and this is probably a testament to the little girl, she might be on the same level.
I would say that. I guess it's just hard to complain because like it's almost like I almost don't consider what she's doing acting. It feels
Neither
so
do
natural.
I.
Whereas Willem Dafoe just really slipped into this character.
Yeah.
I mean, Willem Dafoe is a fucking national treasure.
It's weird. As soon as you see Willem Dafoe in this movie, just the way he carries himself, the way he's dressed, the way he talks to other people, you see him as Bobby, the hotel manager. You don't see him as Willem Dafoe
see,
anymore.
that's the thing. I was worried because, like, this is a really micro-budget movie. There's no movie stars in this, and I'm always feeling like Willem Dafoe isn't, like, fucking Ryan Gosling, but he's, like, a well-known enough actor. So I'm like, is he going to take me out of the movie? But he fit, like, perfectly in.
Last thing I want to talk about is the ending, because I kept hearing people going, like, the ending's going to divide people. And the worst part of this movie is watching the ending and hearing some dumbass obviously not get it. He's like, oh, I don't trust reviews. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Did he actually say that?
He did. He's like, I don't know why I read reviews. The ending of this movie involves Mooney running away from Child Protective Services. Like, she goes to her best friend's house, and they have this incredibly touching, intimate scene where the little girl like has no idea as to why she's running, why she's like crying and saying like, this might be the last time I see you, you're my best friend. And then suddenly the movie goes into like really fast motion, and so the best friend grabs her, they run away, they run down the street, and then they run all the way to Magic Kingdom and fucking Disney World. And then the end shot of the movie is them running towards the Cinderella castle, and then it cuts to black. I think this is obvious of all of us. It's a fantasy. The whole movie is shot from a child's perspective and shot from a child's imagination, so you can understand that at that very moment, that is the last like bit of Mooney's innocence. She's gonna be ripped away from her mom. She's gonna be tossed in the foster care system. She's gonna be just seen as this.
From there.
Yeah, there's no childhood. You're done.
It's like fucked up boyhood.
Yeah, and so this is kind of like her last holdout, that all she wants to do right now is run away to the safest place a kid can imagine, which is Disney World. And when I was watching the scene initially, the part where she first starts to cry in front of her best friend got me a little bit. But then when you see the kid crying, she's got kind of a weird face, so I just kind of like let it be. And then they showed the Magic Kingdom, and that kind of fucked me up even more. It's just that emotional gut punch that, like, you love this little girl, and all you want is for that to be real. She can run away to Magic Kingdom and be a kid forever, but she can't. And that's kind of the heartbreaking part of this movie. And I think it works incredibly well just because it's so based in a child's imagination.
The way they ended it, it was really abrupt. Like, 1 second there's this emotional scene where you're like really there with the kids.
The
and
style of filmmaking was kind of weird.
Exactly,
too.
and all of a sudden it's like somebody just hit fast forward, and it's like, whoa, we skipped the ending. The Cinderella in the castle, and they're just like happier than they've been in the past few days because there's an idol sitting there, and this is their maybe mother figure that they're looking up to or something like that, because they don't have that.
I think that would have broken the impact of it.
Maybe not like super happy, maybe just like longing or
No, because
something that gives you some sort of end to the movie.
But I don't think there is.
Yeah, I get that.
That sort of imagination is not the end.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know, things like
kinda
that don't really
desperate.
have an end.
It's desperate and fleeting, just like that innocence
I think
is.
the only thing they could have taken out that would have made it for me was the fast forwarding. That made it seem rushed.
Mickey Mouse takes
Like
them into a
she's
cloud,
like still a tear-streaked face.
and he takes off the mask.
Okay,
and-
stop!
Swiggity zooty.
What's up? So, thanks for watching us talk about some stuff, including a movie we just saw called The Florida Project, though not really. So now we're going to go into our final thoughts and scores out of 6 Strelas.
It would be a 6-star for me, but the only thing that's going to take away like half a star. I'll give it a 5.5, and that's because of the ending.
I gave this movie 4.5 out of 6 stars. It was good. It felt to me kind of like a bunch of different like little vignettes sort of strung together. I felt like it could have been a little bit shorter, but the performances were really good. I loved Willem Dafoe. I think he could definitely maybe even win the Oscar. I know there's some people who absolutely love it and they're going to say it's like a masterpiece or whatever. I wouldn't go that far, but it's a very enjoyable movie that is worth your time. Go see it if it's playing near you.
I think this movie is just a little bit too long, and the emotional gut punch didn't get like a full-on like. I love these kids, these performers. Willem Dafoe's fucking amazing. That man is a goddamn legend. The direction I thought was extraordinary, and the cinematography is beautiful. I love the way he shoots Florida. I'm gonna go 5.5. In kind of like a dry spell before Oscar season hits, there's really no reason why you shouldn't go see this.
HK consensus of 5.2.
That's good.
It's a solid consensus.
That's great.
Yeah, go
Yeah, it's a movie. Check it out. You know what's the most horrifying thing you can imagine? Some guy in the back jacking off.
Oh my God, Daniel!
We were off this.
Somebody sits there like, wait, is this a film projection? Because all you hear is.
You know, I love you less on some days.
You are Andy.
Whoa. Whoa now.
Oh, so that hit too hard.
Fuck you.
So that was offensive.
Yeah, I don't sexually harass women.
You do like Jurassic World though, so that's like...
Wow. I'm not sitting there going XD rar smiley face suck my cock
my
on
God.
Facebook.
I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit at that.
Yeah.
How old is this person?
He's in his fucking 30s. He's got a wife and a 3-year-old kid.
Ew, and he talks like that?
He was texting chicks like that. Just like, I can't wait to like see you in that special cosplay. Like, fuck off.
So if you like this video, please click the like button down below. Also make sure to subscribe, be the first to know whenever we have new content. Also click that bell icon so you're notified whenever we make a new video. Got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so make sure to follow us on all of those. Our buddy Noah is the Cinema Geek on Instagram. He does movie reviews there, so if you want to check him out. Our buddy Jacob Miner is Miner17 Film Facts on Instagram.
No, he's not. Miner17 Film World, I think he changed it.
Okay.
We'll update you on the link in below. We're fucking watching Geostorm, goddammit. This is gonna be happening. Again, I said national goddamn holiday for HalfKocked, so yes, we are gonna watch Geostorm later this weekend. Next week, fuck. Jigsaw and Suburbicon.
I'm not seeing Jigsaw. Y'all
What is Suburbicon? I've heard it, but I can't
It's
remember
like-
what movie
It's the
it
one
is.
where Matt Damon fights off
Oh,
Oscar
the
Isaac and his mom.
The tricycle? There's a...
Yeah, where he's
there's a
riding away in the tricycle.
Okay.
It would be fucked if this entire review was just us made up on the fly. Like what we think the Florida Project's about and how it ends.